Hi everyone, my name is Gray. I'm the dietitian and health coach with MLK Health Center and Pharmacy. February is Heart Month, so we're talking about ways that you can reduce your risk for heart disease. So when I'm talking with a patient or client about heart disease and diet, usually fats is one of the first things that comes up. And that's really not surprising. That's something that's very ingrained in our society. This idea that in order to protect our heart, we need to watch what fats we're eating. So this comes from something that's called the Lipid Hypothesis in the medical field. So if you're not familiar with this, the Lipid Hypothesis is basically saying that if we keep the cholesterol in our blood low, that's going to protect our heart. And to keep that blood cholesterol low, we need to watch what types of fats we're eating. And that's really informed a lot of how we treat heart disease for many decades. So I'm one of those people that likes to ask why. I want to know, why things are the way they are. So I came across a book a few years ago called The Big Fat Surprise by Nina Teicholz. And it was really fascinating. It was kind of a history lesson on how this kind of fat phobia started. So to put it briefly here, back in the 1950s, there was a researcher named Ancel Keys, and he set out to figure out why we were having so many issues with heart disease here in the US. So he conducted this 7 countries study where he looked at 7 different countries around the world, including the US. He was looking at what they were eating, their cholesterol, their incidence of heart attack, a variety of different things. And based on that, he concluded that the lower fat that you eat, the lower your blood cholesterol, the less risk you have for heart disease. And that was really the foundation for a lot of research that came after that. It played a role in the startup of the American Heart Association, things of that nature. So that really got a foothold in how we view fats here in the US. The problem is that now that we're going back and looking at this research, there are some questionable aspects of it. For one, there were only men studied in this research study. There were no women included. And the way women's bodies works is going to vary slightly from men's. On top of that, there's maybe some evidence that he was cherry picking data and leaving out countries that could kind of mess with the results that he wanted to get. If you read the book, it's really fascinating because it goes into some of the other social and economic and political things going on at that time that kind of drove this low-fat agenda. Since then we've seen different types of fat kind of come in and out of vogue. Egg yolks are constantly being questioned. One day they're good, one day they're bad. There was a Times cover a few years ago that said "eat butter," which really kind of threw people off because for a long time any of those animal fats, saturated fats, were questioned, were seen as problematic. So from my stance, I say if nature provided us a fat, then it's probably okay. So fats that are naturally found in certain foods, I'm typically okay with. Now the man-made fats, your trans fats, hydrogenated oils, the really processed vegetable oils, margarines, things of that nature, those are typically things that I tell people to stay away from. Now how much fat you need, I think is up to you. Everybody's different and there's research to support low, moderate, or higher fat diets. So just try it, see how you feel eating a more moderate amount of fat. Maybe cutting it to a little lower, a little higher, just depending on your cholesterol, your energy level, that sort of thing. But I would definitely encourage that book. I think it's very eye-opening and kind of gives you a better idea of how all this started so you kind of get a bigger picture. If you want to know more about a variety of health and wellness topics, please check out our YouTube channel. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.